Death Valley if you know where to look. The summit, Mengel Pass, Carl Mengel, and that's who the pass is named after. Well, I bent something, because that's straight.
Geologist cabin.
Yeah, it's a pretty small mill. Oh, that's part of a hammer mill. Okay, so they had a hammer mill here. Okay, enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.
I just pulled over and I stopped. It's pretty dark outside. I'll make something to eat and then I'll go to sleep. I shall see you in the morning.
Good morning. I like waking up with the sunrise, but this is less than ideal. Well, I guess I get the air compressor out and find out why it's leaking. I'm about 30 miles to Baker. I think I can make it to Baker without having to get out the spare. This is why it's important you bring some air with you. All right, let's get this day started. But first, my morning poo. I have to find my toilet paper.
Moments later.
Well, that's a bit excessive. Oh, that's a little bit better. On the other side of the sign is 589. Thought we were back in Death Valley for a minute there. I apologize for wind noise in advance. Okay, so I had to go 40 miles that way, 40 miles back on the 15, jump across, pick up the 40 to Ludlow, which is right there up on the hill. Ludlow was where the Tidewater and Tonopah Rail Road started. A couple of years ago, I stopped there and did a video. You can see that up there. And from Ludlow up this lonely dirt road to Broadwell Lake and beyond is the Mojave Megaphone. We're going to check that out. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like the railroad grade is right there. It came out of Ludlow and it looked way out over there and then across and up this valley. There's I'm gonna see if I can find where the train depot was. Obviously there's nothing left, but I'm gonna see if I can find the location where the train depot was at. It's somewhere up there by Broadwell Lake. Meet you up there. There it is. See it up there? That's the Mojave Megaphone. Give me a few minutes and I'll scramble up there and get you a closer view. And the guard. she is. I guess we can go scramble over there now. Comment down in the comment section what you think this is. Let's look down the inside here. Hello. If I were to venture a guess, I'd say it was built in two pieces, attached together at this flange. Let me see if I can see the flange on the inside. I don't have a tape measure, but it appears they're equal in length. They're a mirror image of each other. Do you know what it is yet? I do. If you figured it out. Many people have come up here and queried the same. Some people say it's a signaling device. Now, if you follow this plane, right over there is a little cabin. It's a modern structure. There's a bunch of desert detritus over there. There's a bulldozer and down there. And the cabin is more modern, and it's made with modern materials, and it has a locked gate front door. So I'm not gonna intrude on that. And then on the other side of the hill, there's a little makeshift airport and another off-grid dwelling over there. What a place to be, huh? There was a YouTuber that came up here with her sister, and she stayed up there, and her sister went over yonder, and they were seeing if there was a way to communicate. It wasn't, obviously. And why would you just drive over there? It takes longer to scramble up this hill to ask whoever's up there, hey, bring me a lighter, or whatever. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's a drum. Nah, about a year, maybe two ago, it was during the pandemic. Somebody came up here and there were skins stretched across this. That's what these are for. These are to tie the skins taut on this. It's a drum. And you might be saying, well, why would anybody go through the trouble putting a drum? You gotta understand, in this area of the Mojave Desert, there's a lot of artsy people, a lot of hippies. This has been here for probably 30 years or more. And you see this kind of stuff all over the place. Look at Darwin as an example. Look at all the art that we saw in Darwin. Oh, look, somebody shot it. There's bullet holes. I wonder if that affects the acoustics of the drumming. Probably not. You can see the old railroad grade of the T&T as she chugged on by on its way up to Baker. Well, first stopping at Crucero. We're going to stop there on the way. Eventually we're going to make it to that tallest mountain over yonder. Those are the Clark Mountains. The furthest ones back you can see. The Clark Mountains is next to the, oh, what's the name of that mine? I'm having a brain fart. Oh, come on. The Mint in the Mine. What was the name of that? The Clark Mountains is over where I met Roger back in 2019. Mescal Mine, the Mescal Range. The Mescal Range is much lower than the Clark Mountains. The Clark Mountains are on the other side of the highway, I-15, the other side of the highway from the Mescal Range. So we're gonna head down that way. But right now I'm just gonna sit here and imagine what it must have been like to hear the train coming in from the Broadwell station over at the Dry Lake, and hear that train coming around the bend up through here on its way to its next stop at Crucero. is the abandoned ghost town of Crucero. And where I'm parked right now, well, I'm on the T&T grade. T&T grade goes right that way, coming from that way. And this looks like maybe the water tower, you know, to feed the steamers. Part of the water tower anyway. Not much here. I need to figure out how to get across these tracks. This is an active railway. I need to get on the other side. Let me turn you sideways, see if this works sideways. Oh, it does. That's where I'm at right now. And there's part of the town is over here. And here's the business district. Actually, I think the town is over here on the right side. This is just property that's owned by the county of San Bernardino. So the map shows a railroad crossing directly ahead, but I don't believe it. We'll see. And the map shows Crucero on this other side too. But that doesn't mean anything. There's the grid for the town. Probably wasn't much. Crucero was a railroad town. It was here simply to serve the railroad. I believe this railroad that's ahead of me right now, I think this was the Santa Fe. That was either Union Pacific or Santa Fe. One or the other. I'll look it up and put it in post. I'm probably wrong on both accounts, but I'll annotate it here. And so Crucero, there's not, that I know of, there's not any mining around here. This is like part of the Kelso Dunes. There's nothing but sand dunes here. I think it was just a water and fuel stop along the T&T. And I need to get on the other side and head down the tracks a little bit to a little known feature out in the middle of the Mojave along the railroad. So let me mess around here and see if I can figure out how to get over there. I'm still on the other side of the tracks. Just past a train. I don't know if I want to try to jump the tracks or not, but if I can't get over on this side, then I got to go all the way back to Ludlow. And if that's the case, then I'm not going to go that way. I'm just going to take 40 on into Needles or something. But anyway, I got this spot, been pinned on my map for years. And it's so far off the beaten path that, you know, I wasn't going to come out here just for this. It's a long ways from where I used to live. Right along the railroad is this lonely grave. That's a little morbid. March 1931, Dolores Holland. She was born March 22nd, 1931, and she died July 4th, 1931. The story I heard is that her father worked for the railroad. They buried her out here so that he could see her often. How sad. That's just sad. Oh, I just noticed that somebody made a heart with rail clamps. I'm gonna make one more attempt to cross over the tracks. Hope I don't get hit by a train. And if I can't make it, I go back all the way to Ludlow. Scratch this one off the list. Red, it's now turned black. Rest in peace, Dolores. Well, looking at the railroad tracks and then looking at my vehicle, I'm not risking it. I'll drive down here and see if there's a place to cross a little further down, but I doubt it. So we'll be going back to Ludlow and either backtracking my... I don't want to do that. Oh, I'll have to do some research. Damn it. Breezy. Oh. Back to this little cabin. Last time I was here was with my son Hunter. I'll post a link up there, or maybe it's up there. I don't know. It'll be up there where that little eye thing is. I couldn't cross the train tracks, so I got back on the 40 and headed into the Mojave Preserve, and that's where I'm staying tonight. At a cabin that I've stayed at before, but that's okay. I wanted to come to this spot last year with Ron, but it was occupied. And as I was putting up the flag, the people that are staying up at the next cabin over, they came up here, so I got here just in the nick of time. What's this? I think you're supposed to put some water in there. Anyway, this is actually a very cozy little cabin. I'm gonna build a fire tonight because it'll get cold in here. And I'm gonna cook me some dinner. And I'm gonna go out there and watch the sunset a little bit later. Probably right there on that rock out there. And tomorrow morning I'm gonna go a little bit further in where I've never been before, depending what time I get up. And there's another cabin that I didn't know about this. Back behind that hill in front of you. And I want to go check that out. If I continue taking these trails, it'll bring me out to Mountain Pass. And depending what time it is, maybe I'll swing in and see if Roger's still around. I met him a couple years ago at the Mescal mine. That was in 2019, October 2019. He was 70, so he's 70, almost 73 now. Anyway, I want to swing in there and say hi. Told him if I was in the area again, I would stop by and say hi. So I might do that tomorrow. If I do, I'm not going to record it. But tomorrow we're heading east, heading back to Texas. My time here in the Mojave for this season has come to a close. So see you in the morning.